Good evening, everyone. I don't think that worked correctly. It was delayed, but that's okay. We're here. We're live. Tom here. I'm here again with Eli. Say
Yeah.
hello, Eli.
Hello.
James is here. It's party time. It's excellent. Wayne's World
Wayne's World.
or 45 Grave,
Oh shit. Okay.
the party time song from Return of the Living Dead.
Oh shit. I
Have
forgot
you
about
ever
that was the band. The band name.
um have you ever read the lyric the original version of Party Time by 45 Grave? You should read the lyrics.
Okay.
They're pretty messed up.
Okay.
Uh, Hell Satan James.
Yes.
So Eli has an issue. Do you want to describe your issue, Eli?
Yeah, I got water boiling for my tea that I that I need to go grab real quick. But literally all I gotta do is dump it in a cup. I'll be right back.
Okay, he's got that's a really fancy pants problem to have.
I know, I know. Ever since I started talking to Simon, I've been drinking tea.
I have a cortado from Starbucks.
Ooh. I actually had Starbucks earlier, but now I want tea.
I got it for free because it's my birthday and they give you free drinks, which I did not even realize. I
Cool.
just pulled up the app to order something, and I'm like, oh, they gave it to me for free. That's awesome.
Oh, because your birthday is in the app and cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So they just knew
um,
automatically. That's cool.
so it tastes better
Yeah.
when it's free.
It literally does. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, James, how's it going? We're gonna go through the Nightmare on Elm Street films. I think all 9 of them. Um, and we're gonna get out at 8 p.m. So we might have to rip through some of the last couple ones. I was watching Freddy versus Jason again, but I didn't quite finish it. Yeah, restreaming is a little slow tonight for some reason. Thank you, James. Also, it was Midnight's birthday on Wednesday. Midnight turned 14, but he's sleeping. I see him there. He's sleeping on the bed. Uh, so if somebody wants me to, I could wake him up and chat with him. Oh, that's sweet. My mom just sent me a message that's not dissimilar from that. Where she said, "I hope you have many more" or something. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, so we'll briefly talk about um, a couple things we've been watching in the theater, and I want to just briefly touch on Freddy's Nightmares, the TV show, because I've been watching that this week. Um, I could show off. This is the regular 4K set. Um, there was a fancy steelbook box, but I just had the regular one. I think I showed this off before, but it's pretty basic, just flipper guy. Eli, can you hear me? Hold on. Technical difficulties, folks. Let me get my phone and airplane. Uh, you can't hear me, Eli? I can't hear you. Well, I might force him to wake up, um, so people can say hello against his will. Is this, are you talking about Freddy's Nightmares, James? Um, oh wait, I'm not sure what you were talking about. Yeah, this is part of the show. So this is Eli is just doing this for comedic purposes, pretending that his microphone doesn't work. Simon, yeah, check back in about 30 minutes. Um, yeah, I'll just start talking about Freddy's Nightmares, I guess. I've been watching. So it's only, I think, in the US was available on VHS. There were certain compilations of episodes that you could get. So I remember like renting them in the 90s and also just seeing some episodes on TV as a kid. So it's something I've always wanted to check out some of the other episodes, and it's actually the entire series is currently on Tubi, at least in America. And they were all, and keep in mind the show was all shot on video, so you're never going to get a high def quality version, um, unless there's some AI computer that does some horrible job. Okay, Eli's coming back, so we'll see if this works. Eli, or if you can hear me, just say that in the chat or something. Then what input do you have for the microphone? Because it should have been the same, right? I don't hear you at all. Mm, yeah, Ace really died. It sucks. I was never a huge Kiss fan because I really got into them when they were out of their makeup. So like maybe 1990, 91. Because I think Kiss Alive 3 was the first Kiss album I got, the cassette. Um, so I was more into like certain songs, but not really into the theatrics and the makeup. Because that's how I started listening to them, was just like that and like a greatest hits tape. Uh, okay. Sorry about this, folks. Um, I will say out of the 4 solo albums that they released all at once, I think his is the best. That Ace album. Yeah, and he was a big part of the writing, I think. Oh, this is going great. So I'll continue to talk about. I see. Midnight is waking up. See, he heard us talking about him. Um, yeah. Freddy's Nightmares. I haven't really been liking it that much. I just been watching certain episodes. I will say the best episode I think are ones that are more similar to the actual movies, because a lot of them are sort of Twilight Zone type things where Freddy Krueger hosts the episode. But the one with Mariska Hargitay, and it's sort of a play off the sleep clinic from part 3, where she's having nightmares about Freddy, and then they're testing her, and then they even they have like a monitor hooked up to her so they could show her nightmares on a monitor. I thought that was the best episode that I've seen in so far. But I have a funny clip to play from Freddy's Nightmares. Do you guys want to see it? It's about vinyl records. Let's see if this works. Give me just a second. um, did you see that? The guy, he moves into the Elm Street house, and then he has a party, and the douchebag shows up, and like his dad, tells him, "Son, I'm going on vacation. You better not mess with my stereo and my records. They're super important. And you better not throw a party." So he does throw a party, and then the douchebag comes in, uh, and he is like, "You fucking listen to records, CDs, man." And that's how it was like in the late 80s. Like people made fun of you for listening to vinyl. Like, you listen to analog, what are you, a pussy? So I thought that was funny. I don't know what's happening with Eli. Oh God. Um, so James, I'm going to ask you something. I'll leave this up to you. Do we want to try to reschedule this for next Saturday, the Nightmare on Elm Street? And then I'll have a tech session with Eli before then. Gotta have if it's an 80s movie or 80s related, you gotta have a douchebag coming in. Well, at least we'll try this again.
Anything? No?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, wow, that's so crazy. I did everything except for reboot my computer, which I almost did.
Okay, and that's your hit the mic again. All right. You think we're ready to go?
Yeah, you know what's funny is, like, I didn't change I all I did was hit mute and block video or, disable camera to go get my tea, that's all I did. So that could have been a restream error, I don't know.
It thought you meant mute permanently. Like I never want to speak again.
I still wanna be here, but
Um.
I was gonna make a good Seinfeld joke too, though, and now it's my chance is ruined.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I was gonna say, though?
No, I
I
don't.
I was gonna make a joke about how do you remember that episode where George purposely leaves his, briefcase in that, what would you call that, board meeting or whatever, and there's, like, a tape recorder in there so he could hear if people are talking shit about him?
Mm.
I could have done that with you and just like, "I'm gonna go get my tea," and just turned off
Well,
the camera and just
I
watched.
can guarantee you, if you walk away or you're having issues, we're shit talking you.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no need to have some technological
That's true.
investigation. It's a 100% guarantee that
Yeah,
that's what's going on.
that's fair. I deserve it.
All right. Well, the show will go on. We're getting off at 8, so we might have to rip through a couple of the later ones.
Yeah, which is probably fine because some are less to talk about.
I was talking about Freddy's Nightmares, and I've been watching certain episodes.
Yeah.
I will say one thing that really creeped me out as a kid because it was shot on video, and then parts when Freddy shows up, it's all like very candy colored, like there's like magenta and lime green and hot pink, like with all the lighting.
Hmm.
It always kind of had this weird feeling to it that's hard to explain. And it's the sort of thing you don't really get anymore because you don't have any uh, movie shot on TV, uh, broadcast quality video, you know. So, but that aspect just had like just a weird effect on me as a kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a candy colored snuff film or something.
Sounds cool, actually. Sounds like
um,
something you would see happen nowadays, like some retro style, that someone might want to attempt.
yeah, unless people are doing, but usually they use like shot on VHS.
Mhm.
I haven't seen too many things that are using like broadcast, like what they would shoot soap operas on in the 80s.
You might have something there. You might have a gimmick for yourself.
Oh, yeah, true. But I would say the episode with Mariska Hargitay where she has nightmares about Freddy, and then they're going through all these tests. It's like if you remember in I misspoke, but in part 1, the sleep clinic where they bring, Heather Langenkamp in and they test her and stuff. It's sort of like that, but much more expanded, and there's some really cool ideas in it. So that to me was the best episode that I've seen, and the second best would be the 2 blonde twins. They're having nightmares about Freddy, and then they team together to try to defeat him. So it's sort of comparable to part 3, but there's only 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I would say those 2 are the best that I've seen, and it is on Tubi, the entire series. So it's
Well,
been kind of hard to find.
hmm.
Um, but a lot of them were kind of not very good to me because a lot of them are sort of like Twilight Zone things, uh, but hosted by Freddy Krueger, basically. And they
I assume
usually,
it's Robert Englund, right?
Yeah, it is Robert
Yeah,
Englund
yeah,
doing
but is
doing
is it like he's barely in it kinda? He kinda comes and goes, or
he yeah, in certain ones he's featured,
yeah.
and then other majority of them he just hosts it. So he just has like he comes at the beginning and throws some puns out, and then comes in the middle, and then comes on the end, and that's basically it.
Okay.
But
That
usually,
could work.
yeah, but usually there's some some element of dreams or
Mhm.
fantasy, you know.
Stuff you could, like, picture in the Freddy universe, basically.
Yeah, but some of them are more tied directly to the Nightmare on Elm Street universe.
Okay.
Um, and those I
Okay.
would say are the better ones.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the I can look up I don't remember the names of which ones I would recommend because I didn't realize there were that many. There's like maybe 45 episodes or something, 44.
That's more than I thought there were.
Yeah.
So do you see any other actors like Heather Langenkamp or anything, or John Saxon, or
Uh, no, other than Robert Englund
oh, okay.
from the series or
Yeah.
from the actual movies.
Yeah, do you see any of those actors, like, from any of the movies?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But there's like actors you would recognize, like
Well, is he
Brad Pitt is in an episode, and then
ooh,
you know, oh, Diane Franklin is in an episode,
okay.
obviously from Better Off Dead and a bunch of other movies.
Huh, cool.
Um, yeah, so I would say Sister's Keeper and Freddy's Tricks and Treats. Those two, which is episode 4 and episode 7, I think are the two standout episodes to me.
So you could start there, and then if you like those enough, you could, venture out a little bit.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that would be my recommendation.
And how could you
Um,
not be curious if you've never seen the show? And I never have, but I've been curious for a long time. So now it's like I'm gonna at least watch one of those, especially if it's on Tubi or whatever.
yeah, and I want to say because I originally saw it when it was on TV, and then I want to say they released maybe 3 or 4 VHS compilations, or maybe a few more. I don't know, but the episodes generally are like 45 minutes, so they were an hour with commercials.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyways, Eli, I can actually hear you. It's so nice.
Because you never know.
It's such a great feeling.
Yeah, I'm not going mute or anything for the rest of this. I'm not touching shit.
Yeah, you hit the self destruct button
Yeah.
on Restream. So we can briefly talk if we've seen anything in the theater.
Yeah. I have, yeah. I saw Hereditary. No need to, really talk about that, but I'm a big fan of it. Um, I
Yeah, I
I
am
didn't
too.
see it in the theater the first time, so that was cool.
Oh yeah, I did. And
Excellent.
actually, I have a funny the big decapitation,
Oh,
which
yeah.
everyone should. I actually
That's an
missed.
all-timer.
I missed it when I first saw it because I went to the bathroom.
Oh my god, you picked the worst time to go. Oh, I bet you were like, "Oh, they're at this fucking kid party. I don't give a shit about the teenagers and stuff,"
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly. I was like, "Oh, this is
But it's
just gonna be."
brief. That party is quick. They're not there very long, and then yeah.
It's like I felt the J dog in me going, "These douche nozzles." I gotta
Yeah.
go. This is
Yeah.
the time to pee.
To be fair, that's like, you're not wrong to have made that decision, because how were you to know?
Yeah, but I needed to get back faster.
Yeah. Damn,
So
I
I
can't
ended up
believe you
seeing
missed that.
it again.
Oh, shit. So
Um,
when you saw it again, did you know that you missed something important, or did someone tell you, or was someone like, "Hey, dude, you
I think
fucking"
it's clear from the context that
Oh, yeah, you're right, it's very clear.
I think you
Yeah,
can understand that she got, or at least horribly fucked up in some way and killed.
that's true, that's true. Yeah, you didn't
Um,
need to figure
and
that
then
out.
I think I did hear about it like people would say, "Oh, dude, did you see that scene?" I was like, "No, I didn't."
Yeah, I would say that there's a lot of thing or a good handful of things that make that movie memorable and are it's gonna stand the test of time. And there's like a that's one of the scenes for sure. And then, there's a few others, but yeah, you gotta be yeah, it's a real good modern horror movie. It did make me realize though, when I walked out, I was like, I think I'm gonna take a little break from the whole like psychological horror, like trauma horror, you know what I mean? Like I've seen so much of that and I like it. I've seen so much of it lately. I'm like, I think I need a break from that. I just want to see slashers and stuff for a while.
I want to
Yeah.
watch stupid people being killed.
Yeah. I was like, I've had enough trauma dump horror as much. Again, I do like it, but for a while.
Yeah, I like Hereditary a lot. I do like it better than Midsummer.
Me too. Actually, I think
Um,
it's his best movie so far, in my opinion.
yeah, I didn't see Beau is Afraid or the new one yet. Well, I saw uh Jesus. Sorry, we're almost 30 minutes in. Well, I'll just briefly touch on. I saw Baltimoreans finally.
Yay. What'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I
Hmm.
didn't think it was great, but I like that it felt to me like in the 90s you had sort of low budget indies that were influenced by Woody Allen. And that's to me what this felt like.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it
I can see that.
and and it's sort of nice to see a movie in the theater that's like super low budget, but it doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
Like it doesn't hurt the movie. It makes it feel authentic.
Agreed.
Because it looks like they just literally just got a camera out on without any permits and just shot in the street at certain points.
I think you're right. I read about it. I think that they said they use locations. I think they only use locations that they were just basically allowed to use without having to pay any or having to get any permits or something like that. Basically, they were able to yeah, to not have to have any kind of roadblocks or anything for
Yeah, because it feels like some of the movies I've worked on where it's like just get in the
get
fucking
in and get out.
street and then like sometimes the cops show up. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
I
mean, it did. I thought it had, like you said, it's not perfect, but like when it's good, I think it's really good.
yeah the other I think the sort of double edged sword of it also is like the lead actor. I think he's really great, and
He is.
don't know his name. I've never seen him before,
Same here. Yeah, I didn't know him.
but it's almost like he's so good at his job that he's that guy is kind of annoying. Like in real life, if I had to hang out with that guy, I don't know if I could stand it.
He'd be that guy that you're like everyone loves him, but we have to keep our distance. Like he's a great fucking dude, but like he's hard to be around for too long. Like
Yeah, like that thing where uh you bring somebody up that he doesn't know and he guesses their name.
it's like a Seinfeld character or something.
It's like you say, "Oh, I was talking to my dad last night," and then he says, "Oh, you mean Ralph?" And you're like, "No, his name is Bob." It's like, "Oh, I was just guessing it was Ralph."
Yeah,
Like
that's just what I do.
he think that's hilarious. But
I,
that's his
that is,
character. His character is like an annoying guy that is not as funny as he thinks he is. Kind of, and like the sad clown type of guy.
yeah,
He's hiding pain.
totally, very much so. I thought he grew on me like at the first. At first, I was like, okay, this guy, I'm gonna really like this guy. And then when he starts to get really goofy, I'm like, oh no, oh shit, I don't think I'm gonna like this guy at all, and that's gonna ruin the movie for me. But then he kind of turns back around and gets a little bit more like when he's more grounded, he's really good. When he's trying too hard to be funny, maybe not as good. But yeah, it was a good performance.
Yeah, because I didn't know exactly where it was going necessarily, even though it seems like obvious in retrospect.
Yeah. And
but
there's
but I
parts of this story that I don't agree with, but there's some parts I think the writing is pretty solid, actually. I thought the dialogue was pretty good, and, like, the story overall, when you think about all the little twists and turns, I thought were pretty smart, you know? I really, yeah, some talented, people involved for a low budget movie. Um, yeah, I delved into it a little bit, like I've told you, and I like, I just like movies that are, are actually based or actually take place in the area that they claim to be. Oh, this movie's all about Detroit, and then you find out that only 5 minutes of it was shot there.
Yes, in Toronto. I can affirm that this was shot in Baltimore because I recognize that like half the
Yeah,
locations I've been there or driven past them.
yeah,
So James, I didn't know anything. I've seen maybe a couple movies that the Duplass brothers were involved with.
like Creep. You've probably seen Creep.
Yeah, and
They're good guys. They seem like, and they're talented.
I saw Puffy Chair, and I
Okay,
maybe saw another movie.
okay,
Yeah, but James has the scoop. He says the Duplass guy met the main guy, and it's based on his life.
okay. Damn, James, I didn't know you saw that movie. I would have talked to you about it too, because I definitely see James liking it. Um, I see some James in that for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely authentic, and I think that really helps a lot.
Yeah,
So just for context, they're when they're walking around the Hampton neighborhood. So
yeah,
it's the part
good
where
scene.
they're walking and talking, and they're trying to find a restaurant on Christmas Eve, but most of them are full.
Yeah.
So like at the very end of that street that they're walking down is Celebrated Summer Records, and I have a
Oh,
bag from
cool.
there.
Sick. So did you actually see that building in the movie?
No,
You
you
look.
don't see it, but they're
Oh,
like
okay.
walking towards the store.
Yeah. Okay. Bummer. I was hoping they'd walk by it or something, but I probably would have noticed.
No. So just for like I don't know, I just thought that was because it's a really cool punk store that I've frequented quite a few
That's
times,
awesome.
and
Yeah.
they
That's
have, other stuff.
so it's like a cool part of town, basically.
Yeah, I would say so, yes.
Cool restaurants and record
Maybe a
store.
little hipstery.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that kinda seemed to be a thing over the last, yeah, 10, 15 years.
Bad tattoos. I don't know if you're into bad tattoos.
Uh, like, on actual tattoos?
Huh?
Is like, actual tattoos or like a.
No, seeing people with bad tattoos.
Okay, okay, yeah, well, I have some bad tattoos. I get it. I think I exclusively have bad tattoos, actually. So, yeah, I guess I'd fit in there.
Midnight woke up and then he went back to sleep, I think.
Sounds like a cat thing to do, you know? He woke up for about, 30 seconds.
Yep,
Oh, I also
and
saw the new, Stuckman movie, Shelby Oaks. Chris Stuckman movie.
oh, really?
It's
I
not
might
that
be
good. It's not that
okay.
good.
I might be seeing it tonight. It depends on.
I'm not gonna say don't see it. It's not don't see it bad, and it's not bad. It's not bad. But it's just it's an experience. He's got a style of his own. I'll stop talking about it, but it's. I'm sure your expectations weren't super high, anyways.
No, they weren't. Um, but I thought the trailer was actually kind of decent. I
Yeah,
thought it
me
looked
too.
kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. No, we'll talk about it more than after you see it.
Okay, well, I'll try to see it. We'll see what happens. But I wanted to see Baltimoreans,
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
and then I think the tow yard that they go to is like 5 blocks from the theater that I saw it in.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
And then like I know I've walked by the dentist's apartment, her
Oh,
apartment,
cool.
like I recognize like just that block. So if you want me to like snoop and film whatever the apartment or like figure out who lives there,
Hell yeah, that'd be sweet. That'd be awesome.
um, I don't know what you want me to do exactly or what would the purpose of this investigation would be.
no purpose other than just to it's just cool to see, I guess. Even though you see the same thing you already saw through a different lens. Like, I don't know.
Or I'll walk up with a sign, or I'll like a #1 Baltimoreans fan, and I'll just like walk in their house, like, oh my God, this is the house.
Yeah. Just walking.
I think that would be, I don't know.
Like
That would
people
be
didn't people fuck with the what was it, the Michael Myers house? Was that the one where they had to like someone bought it and they're like, "We're so fucking sick of people showing up." And they're like, "What were you thinking, dude? That's like the into the horror nerd universe, that's like the most famous house on the planet, you know?"
nerds.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a nerd like that.
Or yeah, you might get, arrested or
Yeah.
or stabbed. Like some guy's making a sandwich or something as you bust in on his
Yeah.
he just stabs you out of like reflexes,
Or like an ICE agent lives there.
Oh, shit. He probably shoot you for being in the yard.
Yeah. I don't think, yeah. Rick, what's up?
Rick.
That'd be kind of creepy. What
That'd
other
be awesome.
What other famous? We can segue into talking about part one. Or Nancy Drew would be another famous Nancy.
That's true. But naming a kid Nancy from the Nightmare series would be pretty awesome. Other than the fact that like that, I don't know, it's such probably a very unfashionable name nowadays. Like that kid would be like, your name is Nancy.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid though. It's all about what you want to do. Your name is going to be Nancy.
Simon's proud of you, Eli, that you found the on switch.
Have you tried turning it on, sir?
The nice thing about an on-off switch is that even if you don't know what either of those things mean, you have a 50-50 shot of getting it right.
Mm-hmm. You're right. It's true. That's my favorite. What do you call it? Diagnostic option.
Yeah.
Or just pulling a cord out. All right. Let me know if it works.
Plan A it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Try both. And then plan B is to kick it.
Yeah. And then go do something else.
Plan C is to give up.
Yeah. Give up entirely.
And then give up and cry.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Nightmare on Elm Street. The first one.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
What movie?
I saw this on TV as a kid. I've never seen this in the theater. And it scared the living shit out of me. I was going to say something more flowery, but
what year was this when you saw it?
When I saw it?
Yeah.
I might have been like
not in the theater, I assume, right?
Yeah, like on TV, on TV, maybe like.
Oh, you did say that.
87.
Yeah. So it was still a fairly fresh movie.
Yeah.
At the time too.
Yeah,
it scarred a lot of kids, if anyone that saw that at a young age, it might not seem scary now, but like it was at the time.
Yeah. Do you know what Scott's doing tonight, Eli?
Probably what Simon's. Although it's not Halloween yet, so if Scott's out robbing kids for candy, he's a little early.
I heard he's stealing candy from kids dressed as Varg. Like he's got the Aryan man bun and the camo carpenter pants and the
combat boots and stuff.
Yeah, the combat boots.
And the white t-shirt.
Yeah. So he's doing his.
And he's running around doing jump kicks and stuff.
Because he's a supremacist, so obviously he thinks he deserves the candy, and the kids don't because he's better.
Yeah, I mean, when you're better than someone, what they have is now yours.
Yeah, but that's in character. Scott doesn't actually think that, but in
It
costumes,
should
that's the
true,
character
yeah,
of Varg.
yeah.
Like this brown child does not deserve these Tootsie Rolls
Mm.
because
Never those were never that kids. They never did belong to him.
yeah, because the superior race.
Yeah. Candy is for white people
Yeah.
exclusively. I mean, I'll give Scott credit because, like, it's really dumb when people dress up as something and they just walk around. They don't live up to that character, you know?
Exactly. So
Like, if you're gonna dress up as Freddy, you should murder people in their dreams.
if you're, trick or treating as Jason, you should be murdering kids having sex.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you should be doing because then you're in character.
Yeah, just axe right to the back of the head. Whack.
Yeah. For all these kids fucking in the street, I mean, they just
Don't do
they
it.
deserve it.
Don't do it, kids. You will get murdered. Don't do it in the woods either.
So I think like so Nightmare on Elm Street 1, the Tina's death, and then the scene where Freddy stalks Tina through the alleyway and cuts the finger
Yeah, it's a
off,
great scene. That's my favorite scene.
and then This Is God. To
Yeah,
me, there's just still two of the creepiest scenes in horror movie history.
yeah.
It's-
And then the fun, all the fun practical effects that were done with, like, no money and
Yeah, like the thing with his arms, the
yeah.
Reed Richards gag.
Oh, yeah.
They just had they had these fake arms attached to Robert Englund, and then they just had guys like on top of the garage or whatever with fishing wire hanging up the arms.
Okay. That's
Like
awesome.
it was that simple.
Yeah. Wow. So I wonder if you could, so I would imagine anytime they, like, put a new format out, they probably had to be careful that you couldn't see those strings. Or
I haven't well I haven't noticed them, but I haven't looked for them honestly.
yeah, and I've never noticed them either, so I guess it wouldn't never been an issue for me.
They have done this thing with there was a 50s science fiction movie, where they had the UFOs and you could see the fishing wire attaching them.
Yeah.
They did one where they have the regular version of the movie and then they digitally remove all the wires.
Yeah. That makes sense. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I can look at it again and see if I can notice them. Uh, I didn't. It's not because I noticed it before. It's just because it was in like the making of documentary. They mentioned that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've probably seen that documentary too, so I must have forgot about that part because I remember most of the other cool scenes, how they were done. It's all lore now. It's all, like, legendary stuff.
Yeah, because the movie I think only cost $1.2 million, and so it was pretty impressive that they were able to pull that off for such little money.
Those old school filmmakers, they were so good at that, because I feel like they just came from nothing with no money, and they just were always good at stretching a budget.
God, I've not seen that's the Treehouse of Horror.
It's so good. I've
So,
been
so
I
well, I
hadn't
mean,
either.
for so long, I saw it, but when
Yeah.
was the last time I
Yeah,
saw
same
it?
here.
In the early '90s.
Oh, yeah, actually, oh, it might have been that long for me too. I've been rewatching them, and they're like, some of them are surprisingly cool. I forgot how good they were. And dark too. Like, so there's some of them are super dark. I mean, Simpsons were never about playing it safe or anything, but yeah, some of them are. Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Anyways, let's try to keep it to the Nightmare on Elm Street. I always get sidetracked so easily.
I know, I know. Are we ranking them? Is that what we're
Yeah,
doing?
so we'll
Yeah.
rank them. This
Okay.
is my number one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too, for sure.
The one of the inspirations for the movie were a series of LA Times articles about there was these Asian refugees who were dying in their sleep, and I went through and found 5 articles, but there's one that I remember Wes Craven mentioning. There was, like, a young kid, um, I think he was a refugee from Laos, like his family was, and then he had, like, a coffee maker in his room because he wanted to stay up. Um, like, it was one that more specifically, like, influenced Nightmare on Elm Street, where you have the stuff where Nancy is has the I love that her mom gets rid of her coffee maker, and then she
Yeah.
has another one under the bed right when she leaves.
Yeah.
So I think he referenced there an article where it was more specifically about this kid drinking coffee to stay up so he didn't have nightmares and then he
Wow.
eventually died in his sleep.
Damn.
But I
Brutal.
could not find that article. I found 5 LA Times articles, um,
Hmm.
related to that topic, but not that one. So if anyone knows
Yeah.
whatever article that is, that Wes Craven references or can find it, I would love to read it.
Yeah. It's gotta be out there somewhere. What the hell? And didn't wasn't Freddy based on like if I remember correctly, hopefully I do. Didn't Robert or not Robert England, but Wes Craven, I think when he was like maybe a middle schooler, maybe younger, he like would see like an older guy wandering through his neighborhood, like probably a homeless guy. And I think he said he even had the hat and everything, and he would kind of slink around. And I think that Wes said that that's where Freddy's inspiration came from, as far as like certain things.
Yeah, that's true. And then he said he read an article about, see, he's Wes Craven was he used to be an English professor before he got into filmmaking, but he's a guy that actually a horror director that would actually read articles. I don't know that horror directors today read a lot of articles or anything for that
I
matter,
doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. They don't need inspiration anymore or need to dig for it.
other than, maybe an Ari Aster does.
That's true. And also, and I'm so glad. I'm personally glad that Wes didn't do this, but like, so Freddy was originally supposed to be a child molester instead of just a child murderer. And I guess I don't know at what point he decided to change his mind, but I'm glad that he did, because after watching the remake, it does not work at all.
Yeah, they shot, um dialogue that references him being a child molester, and then they cut it out. So I think there's maybe on YouTube you can find, like, you know, deleted dialogue scenes from the first Nightmare on
Yeah.
Elm Street.
Such a smart move too, like, financially, because I don't think Nightmare on Elm Street would have had quite the cult following if Freddy was a child molester, because that's, like, what makes Freddy so endearing is that, like, I mean, yeah, killing kids is bad, but like, if he had been, like, a blatant child molester, it just wouldn't have been the same character. It wouldn't have been fun, like, there's a little bit of fun to Freddy.
Yeah, and then also just, like, the merchandising.
Yeah, no
Hard
one
to
was gonna wanna wear a Freddy shirt, you know?
Yeah. Maybe now, it's like,
That's
we're
true.
going as, Freddy and Epstein and
We're edgy nowadays, I guess. You can I don't know,
Yeah, but they said that
but
during post-production, they realized that was kind of a bad idea.
such a good idea that yeah, I'm so glad.
Yeah, and, I probably drink as much coffee as Nancy does in part 1, about that
I drink a lot of coffee.
about that much.
Yeah.
So if I was having nightmares, I don't know, I'd have to go back to Monster Energy drinks or something.
Yeah, me too. I used to drink energy drinks, but, yeah, fuck, I weaned myself off that shit.
I was also, listening to the soundtrack, for the first movie. I think it's one of the best horror scores of all time to me.
Who does the score?
Charles Bernstein,
Oh, okay.
and, I would say to me it's the best, synthesizer horror score.
That's a good point. I never really thought about it being as awesome as it is. It is a really awesome score.
Um, and yeah, and I would say for all the other movies, I don't think any of the scores are that good. It depends on movie to movie,
Yeah.
but I think the first one by far has the best score.
Yeah, that's true. It's the only one that I can really actually remember specifically. So I guess that's should say something.
Yeah, but even just like listening to the soundtrack album, it's just creepy. Like if you just played it, if you found somebody in the jungle and said, "Listen to this," they're like, "Jesus Christ."
Yeah,
That
that's what hell sounds like.
Yeah, like, they had no idea what Nightmare on Elm Street was, or, like,
Yeah.
they would just be afraid of your boombox.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
Yeah, that's
scenario is I
true.
came up with, but someone that had never watched a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and you just play that music, they'd be like, "This is not this is
Yeah.
satanic."
Yeah. That's not normal to be listening to that. Now, I've never listened to the soundtrack by itself, so now I should. I'll listen to it just isolated without the movie because I do it with the Halloween soundtrack all the time.
Hillary Clinton? That'd be
I think so. I think I've
which
seen that
which
one.
Hillary?
Hillary Duff. he, he saw Hillary Duff mask and it looked there. It's horrifying.
Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else Charles Bernstein did. And Hillary Clinton went to my high school, by the way.
Damn,
So
brutal.
she was actually she visited one time, or she visited while I was going to high school. So she had like an assembly at the whatever the little arena.
Cool. And she didn't murder you, so that's good.
Nope.
Easy, the low hanging fruit murder joke from Hillary
Oh,
Clinton.
like the conspiracy, like they murder
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Do you remember back in the 90s, maybe it was late 90s? Do you remember how hard Norm Macdonald went on that with that shit? Like he was so fervent about. There were a few things that I didn't agree with Norm on, and that was kind of one of them. Like he went so hard on the Clintons killing people. I'm not saying I have any skin in that game. I don't. I've not looked into it. I don't really know that much about it. But he was like dead set, and he would say it at like every chance he got. Like it was ridiculous.
Well, they
Old Norm.
had half the students, they just stayed in their classes, and then half got to see Hillary, and they just like did a random draw. So I didn't get to see her just because I didn't I didn't win the draw, I guess. Because I think they found only half the students could actually fit in the auditorium or whatever. So that's how they did it. They just did a random draw by class.
It would have been boring anyways.
Yeah. All right. So one thing I wanted to say is in the context of 1984, slasher movies were huge. That was the big thing. So I think if you didn't know what this was going to see it, you would kind of assume, okay, it's a slasher movie. But with the gimmick being he kills them in their dream. But it doesn't really unfold in like a normal slasher movie way at all.
No.
So because it starts with Tina, but then she's killed off, like a third of the way in or whatever.
Yeah.
And it goes in like really kind of unique and unpredictable territory. Like how the mother is killed, and
Yeah. That's cool. Cool scene.
like Heather is like very complicated way, or Nancy, I should say, like all these like very complicated way of trying to figure out how to defeat Freddy. And one thing, if you compare this movie with Hills Have Eyes, Wes Craven's earlier movie,
Hmm.
the one in Hills Have Eyes, it's like you have these genetic freaks, and then you have more civilized people, and then they sort of outsmart the hill people. They have like these um various traps and stuff that they come up, so it's sort of like saying like they're using science and physics to defeat these monsters that are dumber than them, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, stronger but dumber.
Yeah, it's sort of like you use to defeat evil, you use science and
Yeah,
rationality, right?
get that outsmart it somehow.
Yeah, these dumb animals. And then it's almost the same thing in Nightmare on Elm Street, but reversed, where um Freddy is this smart creature that operates in mysterious ways, but she still like uses science and um logic to
Yeah,
defeat him in a way.
yeah, because you weren't just going to be able to fight him, like Michael or Jason.
Yeah. So it's sort of I sort of get like a pro science message kind of thinking about it in that way in terms of Wes Craven's filmography. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Yeah, she goes MacGyver on his ass. That's a good way to put it.
I feel like probably 95%, if I were to guess, I would say of all the Nightmare fans, I would say 95% probably prefer the first one to all the others. But I do like to see when someone has a little bit of a different opinion and like, oh, I like the third one, you know? Ooh,
I've
stop.
heard people say their favorite is 3 or 4.
Definitely 3. 3 is high up there too. For most people, I noticed.
I've never heard anybody say any of the others were their favorite.
Nope, never.
Yeah, or Death Wish 3.
I like all pretty much all the Death Wish movies,
But,
but
like, yeah, Chuck Bronson does the various traps thing. Uh,
yeah, that's true.
God, it's so good, Death Wish 3. Alright,
Yeah.
so any final thoughts on the first one?
No, not really. Just I like that's probably my favorite cuz I'm sure we'll get to like I mean Freddy looks a little bit different in every movie, you know. So that's probably my favorite look for Freddy. One of the first two, maybe. He just looks scarier, and
Yeah, I think part 2 is my favorite look.
me too actually. But I liked when he was just a little more, I like him as a jokey guy too, but like, he was a little better when he was more evil and a little bit more mysterious.
Yeah, I agree. So
Yeah, 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 2 is my favorite look, actually.
part 2 I saw in the theater, um, maybe a week and a half ago or something.
Yeah, that
Um,
would have been
so
cool.
I'd never seen it in a theater, and I finally
Mhm.
have, and it was pretty cool to see. It's my number 4. Basically, I think the first 4 movies are really good. Um, and then after that, it takes a big dip in quality. Do you wanna explain the plot, Eli? Now, did you in
Yeah,
terms of the gay element, I don't know, do if you have any thoughts?
yeah, definitely, like, I always thought growing up I never it took me a long time to actually even realize it, I like to assume I would have picked up on it eventually. But I'm almost sure that, like, somebody either told me or, like, maybe I even no, I don't think it was the YouTube days. It didn't take me that long. But, like, basically, as a kid, I didn't know that the main character was gay. It's such an interesting, uh, concept because it's, like, still debated and, like, talked about to this day, you know?
Yeah, to me, I mean, when I watched it as a kid, I mean, it also just scared the living horse shit out of me. And
Yeah, because Freddy is still, like, very evil and scary looking in this
yeah,
one.
because like the scene when he comes out of Jesse's body and
It's great. This is a great
the
scene.
bedroom, that
The
scene,
best scene.
and then the scene like you're the body, I'm the brains when he confronts Jesse. Those two scenes are super creepy.
Yeah, yeah, and he's got, like, Freddy if you look close, obviously you know this, but, like, Freddy's got, like, he's more, like, pointy looking, like, his nose is kinda pointy. He's, like, witchy looking, and his teeth are more jagged, and
Yeah, Kevin Yeager, the famous VFX guy, he said that he did that intentionally. He wanted to make him look more like a witch.
okay, yeah. Oh, I've heard a lot of people say that's their favorite Freddy look, so I think if you're in the know, that should be your favorite Freddy look, but,
Yeah,
yeah, you could prefer a different one, I guess.
and he's really slimy in it.
Yeah, 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 he's greasy looking and gross like he looks like he'd smell really bad and
Also, we watched it in the theater, especially. I noticed I really like how they did the lighting on him. There's some where he's backlit or side lit, so you're not seeing his full face. He's in shadow a lot, and I think that really adds to it in terms of the look.
yeah, that's a good
'Cause I
point.
think
I didn't notice that.
some of the movies he's like too brightly lit.
Yeah, Freddy's not the same when he's just, like, running down the street in the sunlight, like, it's just not the same, or in a brightly lit room, or, like, you know, it's cooler to he's more scary when he's, uh, got some shadowing or I don't know,
Yeah. Um,
or, like, slinking around in the dark.
so in terms of as a sequel, so basically part 3 is kind of the real sequel to part 1 and then it continues off from part 1.
True, true,
But
yeah.
what they did with part 2 is they took, okay, we have this creepy character. We're gonna put him in another scenario, and that's sort of how they approached it. So I d I do like that um, it's different type
It's different,
it's a
yeah.
different type of story, but it doesn't really fit in with the
Yeah.
other movies.
Not really. Yeah, and it's cool to see a sequel that's not just, like, more of the same, it's, completely different and storyline.
So, like, and then also, yeah, the movie was offered to Wes Craven, but he said he didn't like the script, and he thought it was a big mistake, especially to have, Freddy come out into the real world at the pool party.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
But I like that scene, so I'm okay with it because it's a great scene.
yeah, but to me, like, just in a vacuum, I think it makes sense in this movie because if you
Yeah,
take it like it's sort of a gay metaphor, then
coming out.
it's like he's repressing his inner gay, and Freddy is like his inner gay, like it's turning bad. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty
it's
much
it's like
it.
does that make sense? It's like
It's destructive and,
yeah, it's sort of like if you repress your real self, you have
yeah,
these building up these bad emotions, you know?
yeah, yeah,
And he's very like socially awkward around other kids. So it kind of makes sense in that context that you have this party and then this sort of um which would be like for him like a very anxious um moment to have to hang out with all his high school kids when he's like he's worried they're going to find out he's gay kind of thing. So it
yeah,
makes sense that this sort of monster comes out during this party.
yeah.
Just if you look at it as a gay metaphor about a high school kid, he doesn't fit in because he's hiding his true self kind of thing.
Plus, it's at the ending, so it's like a climax of all that shit coming out, and just like self-destructing kind of.
Yes. What's her name? Amanda Kruger.
Amanda Kruger, yeah. Alice Cooper was Freddie's dad.
And yeah, another thing is the director Jack Shoulder. He said that he didn't realize it was gay at all when he was
That's what he
making it.
said, yeah. He had no idea.
But that,
But he also said he didn't know that the, what's his name was gay, the actor. But I don't think I don't think he was public about it yet, was he, at that time?
yeah, probably not. But
Yeah.
yeah, I could see that. But to me, it's like the script seems very obvious that that's what it's about.
Yeah. And like I said, I didn't notice it when I was, like, younger because I just was too naive, but yeah, no, you're right. It's, I mean, there's lots of little hints and stuff in there, so it's not an accident.
Yeah, though they practically say it like
Yeah, they do.
his friend says like, "Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the coach, he goes to the gay S&M club or something." And he's
yeah,
like, "All right, guys, hit the showers." And like there's stuff in there that's like
yeah,
pretty blatant.
and then his buddy when he's like, "Why?" I can't remember how he words it, but he's like, "There's, like, this girl here that wants to go to bed with you, and you just wanna hang out with
"Oh,
me?"
you wanna sleep with me?"
Or, "Yeah, you wanna sleep in my room?" Yeah,
No, he
yeah.
doesn't even say, he says it like,
Yeah, with me.
you wanna sleep with me."
Yeah, you're right. Like, in my bed.
Yeah, but he doesn't even say, "You wanna hang out with me." He says, "You wanna sleep with
Yeah,
me."
you're right. Yeah, sleep with yeah, that's exactly how he words it, you're right.
Um,
So, I mean, there's plenty of hints in there.
but Eli, this may be a hot take, but I think the movie is not gay enough because
Ah,
if it was truly gay, then the we wouldn't have the ending where he kisses Lisa and then
it's true.
Freddie is his inner gay is killed.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right. It kinda, like, defeats the purpose, you know?
I think if it was truly gay, then he would give the "F you" to Lisa, and he would say, "Freddie, my dream is that you're a Chippendales dancer, and then let's go off and, be
Yeah,
gay together."
and they hold hands and walk into the sunset,
Yeah.
or they walk into the dream world. That would've been cool.
So I knocked the movie a little bit because it doesn't go all the way with the homosexuality. Although in fairness, it was
True.
1985. That would have been a hard
Yeah,
sell.
it would've been. Yeah.
But,
I'd still need to watch the documentary that I picked up, the Scream what's it called? Scream Queen, I
oh
think.
yeah, I still have not seen that. I'm curious about that.
Yeah, sitting over on my shelf. Should have watched it, but I didn't yet. Heard it's
So
good,
point being, it is a gay horror movie, but it does have
but it's not gay enough.
it has the hetero conquers all ending.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
just be aware.
It's a good point. It's a good point, and I honestly didn't really think about it that way, but you're right. You are right. I would say number 2, I would say is probably I think honestly, I think it's my 2nd favorite.
Okay.
Is that what you said? Did you say you said your
4.
4th favorite?
4.
Yeah. Okay. Probably my 2nd favorite. 4 honestly, 4 I need to rewatch 4 a little bit more, but anyways, yeah.
Oh, and then a fun fact, we, talked about, summer school, that episode. I think it was just me and Chris, but this movie was filmed at the same high school that summer school was filmed at,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
in LA somewhere.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's it. So talk about part 3, Dream Warriors. Again, it's more of a direct sequel to part 1.
Yep, you're right. It's exactly what
I
it is.
have, Dokken
Yep.
did the
Dream
song
Warrior.
Dream Warriors.
It's a great song too.
Yeah.
I love Dream Warriors.
And then, is it Into the Fire is the other Dokken song, right?
I think it's Into the Fire, yeah.
And I wanna say, like, on the VHS, it's a different song.
Really? Like, they didn't have the rights to it?
Yeah, they put, like, a generic hard rock song on it.
Oh, I didn't notice. Damn.
Um, but I think it's in there on the DVD and then the Blu-ray.
You have to have it. You have to have the Dawkins songs.
'Cause that song's pretty sick, Into the Fire.
It is. Actually, I think Into the Fire is a better song than Dream Warrior.
I do love Dream Warriors, the song.
I like it's a I mean, other than the fact that it's a cool song, it is more iconic as far as the movie goes too, because it was I assume it was written for the movie, or do you know, or did they just take it from Doc and
Yeah, I think it was written for the movie. I'm not
okay.
positive.
I mean, if it wasn't, it's a great fit. Obviously a great fit,
Big
but
coincidence.
yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, it must have been what the lyrics are kind of vague though.
I never read the lyrics, but I was gonna say I don't know if there are any like cool references to the song. I just sing the chorus when I listen to it.
Um, yeah, and then Angelo Badalamenti does the score,
Okay.
but I don't think it's very good if I'm being honest. And usually I like his stuff a lot. Obviously, he did Twin Peaks and Mulholland Drive and Blue Velvet, many other things.
Damn, bunch of David Lynch stuff.
But I'm not a fan of the actual score in this movie. Um, yeah, so do you wanna try to explain? This is where the series took a more comedic, fun turn, I guess, but it still has some dark moments, I would say,
Yeah.
and some, creepy moments, like, especially when the kid is, like, he's marionetted with his wrist, like, he
Yeah.
slashes his wrists,
Yeah.
and then, they sort of marionette him, or Freddy marionettes him
With
to
his tendons and shit.
to to jump off the side of the building.
Yeah, that's pretty dark. Yeah, no, this is like the favorite of many people, and I think it's because it's so much more than a horror movie. It's also like a, adventure movie, and it's fun. Like, people love the characters. It's got like so you have these I don't know. Are they teenagers or like the early 20s? I can't
I
remember.
guess they're supposed to be teenagers.
Yeah, they probably are 25, 30, but in real life, no, I don't know. But yeah, they're teenagers in the mental ward, or did they call it that? I can't remember what they called it, but
Oh, who
they probably called it a loony bin or something. Because
yeah,
so yeah, and they are
they're Nutter Farms.
yeah.
Simon, that's what they call them,
This
and
is
so
pre political correctness days. They probably called it something crazy, but so yeah, so it's the kids of the parents from the first movie that the kids are in the loony bin because they think Freddy's real and no one else does, and yeah, I think it's cool. The whole the connection to the first one, and the kids are fun. You got like who do you have? You have what's her name? Patricia Arquette.
yeah, Patricia Arquette.
Always loved her. Who else? Who else do you have?
There's Kincaid is my favorite because he has, like, some of those one-liners, uh,
Yeah, he does.
when he's talking shit to, what's his face? Um,
The orderly, right?
yeah, Matrix.
Oh yeah, Fishburne. Yeah,
Oh, Fishburne. Like,
Larry
he's
Fishburne.
Larry Fishburne, he's talking shit to Larry Fishburne. I like when Kincaid talks shit, so he's my favorite character in the movie, and then you have,
He's great.
um I can't remember all their names, but
Yeah, me either.
the
They're
burnout
fun.
girl that wears the Dawkins T-shirt,
Oh yeah.
Jennifer Rubin, and
Okay.
she's in Bad Dreams, which was a knockoff of this movie in particular.
Really? I never saw it.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm gonna have to watch that.
No.
Oh, his head punched
The
off.
Julius character, I don't know the names of the actors, to be honest.
Me
But I
either.
remember the character was named Julius that gets his head punched off.
Julius, yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so in this movie, it's, a group of kids. They're in this, yeah, treatment facility, and then uh, there's like almost like a superhero type of thing where they're teaming up to try to defeat Freddy. And
They
I
all
think it's
have their own powers and
Yeah, I think it's a fairly logical sort of next step after part 1.
Yeah, yeah, it totally works.
It's like because in part 1, nobody believes Nancy that this is real, and then it's sort of like, okay, once you know it's real, like, how are you gonna, team up or use drugs, or how are you gonna actually attack this guy and try to defeat him? And yeah, "Welcome to Primetime, Bitch" is probably the most famous one-liner of Freddy, would you say?
Totally. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. And yeah, probably the most iconic.
And, Robert Englund said that,
Bitch.
that was the only line in the series that he improvised,
That's awesome.
because it was the line, or he changed it, like, the line was something else, and he came up, he's like, "How about instead I say, 'Welcome to Primetime, Bitch'?" And
And
the
they're like,
director
"Yeah,
and
fuck
that
yeah."
became the most famous. So that was Robert Englund that came up with that.
That's great. That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah, Zsa Zsa Gabor and Dick Cavett.
Oh yeah, good old cameos. So it's like this is I would say this is the most fun Freddy movie. Although some of the other ones are really fun too. But I would say this is the most fun. Like you said, it still has some dark stuff. I guess well, like part 6 is fun to me, but I mean, this is clearly a better movie. But that's for me, like if I want to watch a fun horror movie, that this is one I like to pick.
Yeah, and this is another one where the budget was still fairly low for, I can't remember what it actually was. I can look it up.
It feels like a big movie though. It feels epic,
Yeah, it feels like a movie where they put all their money into the special effects,
as they
because
should.
like half the movie takes place, there's a hallway and then the room where they all sit and chat with each other like they're at an AA meeting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, let me look it up. Um,
Yeah, there's tons of like really cool, practical effects scenes and stuff. I'm a
yeah, it was
fan of
only
it.
$4 million,
So
which is pretty.
substantially more than the first one.
Yeah, but still, I mean, with all the special effects scenes and like the Freddy snake and all that stuff, like it's pretty
Yeah.
wild that they got that done for only 4 million. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool Freddy special effects scenes.
Yeah, and this is my what did I rank it? Number 3, or yeah, number 3.
Yeah,
Um
3 for me too, I think.
I think I like part 4 a little bit better, just because of what I said about a lot of part 3 is them like standing around talking, especially
That's true.
in that room.
Yeah.
Whereas part 4 is higher budget, and there's more visually interesting stuff going on throughout the entire movie. Whereas like there's stretches of part 3 that to me are kind of drab, or they're just like what's his face, Craig Wasson and Heather Langenkamp. They're just sitting around talking, giving exposition about what's going on,
Yeah,
and
true.
it's not particularly interesting scene.
Yeah.
But then, all the sort of the dream scenes are really great.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are my favorite parts. I feel like I'm doing 4 a disservice because that's like one of the ones like 4 and 5 I've watched the least amount, I think, and I feel like if I watch 4 more, I might like it more than 3. But for now, I'll go with 3 being my third.
Okay. Yeah, and it's actually playing near me in the theater like in a week or something. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to go, but I might try to see it because I've never seen that in the theater.
Man, I'm actually kind of a big fan of 5.
That's kind of interesting.
You know,
But we'll get to it.
I know I was gonna almost change my mind and say maybe 5 is my number 3, but nah, I'm gonna pull back.
So keep in mind, there's 9 total if you count Freddy versus Jason and the remake. So we'll.
Okay, yeah,
But I mean, it's whatever you want. I mean, it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah. No, no.
But to me,
Uh,
like the first 4, like I said, the first 4, like as a tier, 2, 3, and 4 are not very far away from another. So it's I could pick any of those as my number 2.
yeah, I know what you mean.
All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom. You want to start chatting about part 4, or maybe talk to James and
Yeah,
Simon?
I'll talk to James and Simon. Yeah, since 4 is one of your favorites, I'll wait for you to get back. I'll wait for Tom to get back. So what's up, guys? This is always the worst. It never these things never work when one person leaves. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I could talk about 4, but I wanted to wait for Tom. But yeah, 5. James, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to think about it. I like 5 for it just being such a weird movie that I might actually like it more than 3. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a hot take and just say 5 is my third favorite. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go with 5 as my third favorite. I actually never watched uh no, Simon, I didn't move. I just changed shit in my living room. Changed. I bought a new shelf for my movies there, which is pretty cool. It's a giant shelf. It's got to hold like I think it probably holds. It's got to be at least 500 movies on it. Yeah. Uh, there's like a couple scenes in 5, James, that are so cool to me that I might overhype the whole movie. I might maybe overall I don't like 5 as much as 3. I think 3 is definitely a better movie, but 5 has just some cool wacky scenes. I think that's kind of where I'm at as far as I'll leave that as it is. Yeah, James, I did see Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Earlier, not that, yeah, like I don't know, earlier this year, something like that. Scott actually sent it to me. There's midnight.
So I don't know if you heard, but it was his birthday last Wednesday.
Oh shit, you guys have close birthdays
Mm-hmm.
in proximity. Midnight. How old is he?
14.
14. Oh shit, I didn't know he was that old. Okay, he looks good.
Yeah, he's in great shape for 14.
Yeah, I mean, cats age pretty well, better than obviously dogs. But yeah, he looks. He's got the look of like a 5-year-old cat.
He gets a lot of exercise. He runs around.
Yeah, he's not fat or anything.
No.
I've had some fat cats in my day where I'm like, oh shit, whoops.
Yeah, he always like runs everywhere, like he's in a hurry, no matter what he's doing. It's kind of funny.
You can walk, you know that, right? You don't have to run.
Like if I let him out, like he just waits, and then I open the door and he just shoots out.
He's like, I need the whole hallway, so open the door first.
um. Yeah, I've seen all those original Angry Video Game Nerd videos.
I've seen that Nightmare on Elm Street game one. Yeah, I played the game too. It sucks. All those games are terrible.
Yeah, the NES game.
Yeah.
No bueno.
Nope. So yeah, I didn't talk about 4 at all.
So 4 is a continuation of 3. So it's like
The Dream
Kristen.
Master.
Is it Kristen that they replaced? It's Tuesday night. They replaced Patricia Arquette because she was like doing a show or something.
Yeah, I believe so.
So it's like Kristen Joey Kincaid or Survive from part 3. And then Alice is the new hero girl. I really like the idea that she's a daydreamer, kind of aloof. So then
Yeah.
that helps her later when she sort of hones her skills to fight Freddy.
Yeah,
Like it makes sense that she's the one person that can defeat Freddy if she hones her skills because she's good at daydreaming.
that's true.
So then, therefore, she can manipulate her nightmares in order to defeat Freddy. I think that's a really smart approach.
It is. Yeah. Who wrote and directed that?
Rennie Harlan directed it. I'm not sure who the writer was.
Oh, that's right. It was Rennie Harlan. Yeah. Okay.
Um, and then when I watched the 4K, it it looks really really great. It's like a just a perfect transfer.
Oh yeah.
Um, he at least at that time he was kind of the like he's a Finnish guy, but he reminds me of like Tony Scott or some of the very stylish 80s British directors that worked on commercials.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like,
'Cause he did some pretty big movies too, some, like, blockbustery type movies.
yeah, because this is what got him Die Hard 2,
Oh.
because this was a big success, and he went on to Die Hard 2.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, she released an album. I want to actually get it because she does the song in the movie.
She released an album?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Tuesday Night.
Or maybe I did know that. I've never heard it.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of like stylish, almost like Dario Argento lighting, and a lot of like the camera moves constantly throughout the movie. And there's even stuff like the Tony Scott deal. Like for example, when Kristen confronts her mom because her mom put some sleeping pills in her food,
Yeah.
and then Kristen is like, "You just murdered me, mom." That scene,
Yep.
it's like it does like the Tony Scott thing of like there's inexplicable fog in the room, and then there's the beams of light coming through the fog, and it's like a music video look.
Yeah. I'm looking at some stills right now, and I'm getting some flashbacks of, some of the, like, the lighting and stuff that you're talking about. It does look really cool.
Um, and Robert Englund described this as like Nightmare on Elm Street for the MTV generation, and you actually get MTV because the is it Joey? He's falls asleep to MTV, and then he gets sucked into the waterbed.
Yeah.
Um,
Was he talking about the MTV generation? Was he also maybe referencing, kind of the way the movie
yeah,
looks
yeah,
or
I think
or,
in that sense, like
yeah.
kids that were watching music videos are not going to see a
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
I never thought about it that
So
way.
it does have, and then other stylistic, like stylistic things. Like there's things where they just simple thing like just blow a fan on somebody's hair as the camera zooms in on them, so like
Yeah.
their hair is go flowing, even though there's no wind necessarily, but it's just
Yeah.
like a cool looking shot. And there's a lot of stuff like that. Um, that it makes the movie just feel a lot more, you know, I guess, glossy Hollywood studio movie, even though it wasn't necessarily that huge of a budget.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the soundtrack is really great because you have the vinyls and Dramarama and Sinead O'Connor. Um, yeah, and there's like the various rap songs who I don't know if Houdini was that were they on part 5. I
Houdini.
can't because there's a Fat Boys song and then a
Yeah, the Fat
Houdini
Boys one.
song. Um,
That one I don't remember, or I probably would
appar-
if I heard it. The Fat Boys is the one I always
apparently Rennie
remember.
Harlan did the new Strangers movie.
Yeah, they're so bad. Poor Rennie Harlan.
Um,
It's not his fault. He didn't write the scripts, but to be fair, I don't know if those movies are just bad in every way, I think.
you know, the one thing that's really stupid in the movie is in Kincaid's dream, they revive Freddy because the dog pisses on his grave.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
one thing
That is kind of
that I thought
stupid.
was really dumb. And I saw this like
Yeah.
opening week as a kid.
Oh,
So
cool.
it was like when I saw it, I thought this was the best movie of all time, pretty much. Um, and then I think I went as Freddy that Halloween, whenever that was.
That's awesome.
So I think there's partially nostalgia. So did I say that already? I picked this as my number two. Oh,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
earlier
okay.
on you said it. Yeah.
Um,
I think I like the kids. I might actually like the kids more in this one than in number 3.
yeah, Dramarama is a great band in my opinion. I don't have all their albums, but I have their stuff up to at least the early '90s.
Cool.
Um, and anything was like at the time was a big hit in LA, but it was really like a regional hit. So that's why it kind of I think ended up in the movie. Um, yeah, I'm gonna think of other things that anything else that you like about the movie or don't like about the movie?
Definitely nothing I don't like about it. It's like I said, I need to spend more time with it, I think, 'cause I don't know why I've watched it least maybe the least amount, but, like, just from what I remember about it, like, it's kind of almost like a perfect, Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Like, it just kinda has everything. It's kind of like a little bit of everything, but it hasn't gotten too, silly yet. It's, like 5 and 6. It's actually not really super silly at all. I think I like the characters. Other than I kind of miss Patricia Arquette, but like Tuesday night's really good. So I guess not too much of a complaint. But I think I like the kids more in this one than I do in 3. They're a little older, I guess. I don't know. I like the girl that lifts weights and stuff, and
Yeah.
they still have their unique personalities, which is what was fun about them.
Yeah, I'll say like the nerd girl actually feels like a nerd, and then
Yeah,
she comes up with that gadget that I don't think it kills cockroach. Maybe it kills cockroaches. She
I
explains
think
like the
so.
science behind it, so it actually
Yeah,
feels I don't know. It feels legitimate, I guess.
yeah. I'm trying to see. Okay, 88. Yeah, I was gonna try to look up the year. 88 sounds about right.
Yeah,
Written by Wes Craven and then two other guys. William Kotzwinkle, Brian Helgeland.
yeah, because the arm snap in reverse. That always like um just that detail of it.
Yeah, it's gross. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No one wants that.
Yeah, I can't remember what the deal was in the movie, but my point is just that character seemed like an actual nerd, and they incorporated her science into the movie rather
Yeah.
than just have a hot girl and put glasses on her.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hate when they do that. It always feels so gimmicky and fake.
Yeah, it's in general. I just think it's like a beefed up, slick, stylish version of Part Three, basically. So I think overall, it's kind
Yeah,
of similar structurally
yeah,
to Part Three.
yeah. Just swap out swap out the mental
for a
asylum
high
and
school.
yeah,
But like the idea is that they're teaming up to kill Freddy. Um, but again, it adds the gimmick of she basically incorporates powers from her friend and Alice, and she's a daydreamer, and then she uses that to sort of train and advance her skills to defeat Freddy.
yeah. So I'd say, I guess at this moment, I would say that's my fourth. I'd say that's my fourth favorite.
Okay.
To be honest, my list right now, it doesn't deviate too much from being in order, but a little bit.
Yeah, I would say it's I mean, it's changed over the years for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um
I always change over the years with a few. Like I always have a few that will in any, list that will flip flop.
yeah, cuz like this probably when this came out, this is probably my favorite, at least in the late 80s, and then it dropped down quite a bit, and then I rewatched it and it dropped back up or went yeah. So it's kind of moved up and down. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I found it like sort of the stylish aspect of it maybe like kind of empty at some point. Um I don't know. But yeah, it looks really awesome on 4K. It I think Rennie Harlan was the right choice for this in terms of just
yeah,
a stylish director.
yeah. That's a good point.
That's not necessarily very deep.
No, no.
All right. Oh, I forgot I had all the posters and I forgot to bring them up, but
Like the
yeah, let me
originals?
bring them up. Yeah, Restream is slow tonight. Let me close the windows. Yeah, you've gotten increasingly darker, Eli, because I guess you had like light coming from the window, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I know. I've been noticing. I'm like, man, I'm gonna disappear. Go back to part two. Yeah, I always forget. It's a cool. I like that
yeah,
poster for some
I
reason. The mirror. It's
I
it's
did
awesome.
too. I like how when you get to part 5, this was the Dream Child. This was the original poster where you had the fetus in the orb, and then
I
there
don't
were
know about that.
complaints, and they changed it to a baby carriage.
Which I guess it looks probably worse with a baby carriage. I don't know. It's not a very good poster.
But this was the original poster. So part 5, I would say it's gone down over the years. I think I used to like it a little bit better. Oh Jesus.
Sorry.
Um, I did also saw this in the theater, so I did think it was pretty awesome at the time. I really like
I like
I
it.
really like the concept of it in terms of
Yeah,
she's pregnant with a child, and then the child's constantly dreaming. So then Freddie is infiltrating Alice through the child's dreams. And then it becomes like an abortion fable. Like, if I get rid of the
yeah,
child, then Freddie has no way to enter me because he's entering through the child's dreams. But
yeah,
her boyfriend is killed by Freddie early in the movie. So it's like she wants to keep the baby because it's keeping his memory alive in a sense by having the baby.
yeah,
So the central concept I like a lot. But I just don't
yeah.
no, I don't own any of these posters. I just grabbed them off the internet. Um Like, I have a poster for Friday the 13th Part 1,
That's awesome.
but, I don't think I've owned any Nightmare on Elm Street posters.
Yeah, me either. That'd be cool.
Um, what was I talking about? Yeah, so, but then I don't think the script is very good to me. Uh, uh, c
No.
two major problems I have with the movie is just that it's kind of random that after the last movie, she just has this whole new group of friends that
Yeah, that's a good
don't
point.
know anything about Freddy Krueger when
Yeah.
all of her friends had been killed off in the last movie.
Yeah.
It just seems like, "Hey, we're just gonna redo it, so let's just grab some more friends to kill off." It
Yeah, you didn't have the continuation that they had
and
before.
then it doesn't seem like these group of people would actually be friends, unlike, unlike the last movie, Part 4. It felt more
Yeah.
authentic, where it's this one, it seems like they're just throwing people together.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the case.
And then, there's what was the funniest line in the movie is the alcoholic dad. Oh, what was the line? Shit. Um,
I feel like I know what it was, but I can't remember.
oh, I can't remember. I wanna look it up. It was actually really funny. Um,
Yeah, to be honest, like, uh, yeah, the general storyline is pretty cool. Like you said, there are a lot of things that don't work in this movie, but I like it. Just I kind of like this movie for the weirdness and like some of the the really wacky over the top scenes.
yeah, because the other aspect I think is a problem is just that she imagines her kid, and it's like that creepy kid shows up in her dream, so it's her kid, like, at, like,
Yeah,
8 years old or whatever,
yeah, the weird
but
looking kid.
he's, like, super creepy and unappealing.
Yeah, he is. He's like unlikable kind of.
Yeah, so it doesn't, it doesn't make full sense that she's wants to keep this baby when you see him, and he seems like a creepy monster, ha partially.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
they should have, but just that concept of her, like, she has this baby from her boyfriend that's killed by Freddy, and it's this precious thing that she wants to keep. That idea is not really fleshed out very well, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Um, I'll see if I can find it. Um, I can't remember.
That cool
Oh,
motorcycle scene though.
so the dad comes back, the alcoholic father comes back from his AA meeting, and then Alice, her daughter Alice goes, "How was the meeting?" And he says, "Sobering." Very funny,
Sobering.
Dad.
Good old dad
Yeah, good
joke.
old dad joke. But actually,
Yeah.
an actual funny dad joke, I thought.
Yeah. And before the dad joke thing was a thing. Pioneer of dad jokes, that
Yeah,
guy.
but then, like you said, like, some of the sort of crazy visual ideas I like a lot, like the Escher staircase scene, and then, the scene where Amanda Kruger is stuck in the asylum with all the maniac guys, like, how that's filmed.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
everywhere.
and then,
Yeah. That's pretty creepy too. Creepy scene.
um, yeah, there's just some really cool,
The
yeah, the
motorcycle,
motorcycle.
the Tetsuo
Yeah, and that
inspired
was,
scene.
yeah, influenced by Tetsuo the Iron Man.
which is just awesome in its self, you know.
Yeah, and I should say that in the theater and on the VHS and on the DVD and the Blu-ray, I think, is the cut version, but on the new 4K, they have the unrated version, which is only like 30 seconds longer, but basically the motorcycle death and then when Greta is killed by Freddy, I think is the biggest impact. Because in the uncut version, she's like swallowing the food and then he's ripping food out of her stomach and fitting it back to her.
Yeah, I like that scene
But you
too.
kind of don't see it very well in the theatrical version. But if you watch the unrated version, it's considerably grosser, I think.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I've seen the unrated version, so yeah, I love that scene though. So it sounds like I need to see it.
But yeah, it's I think part 5 is visually very cool and it has a cool concept. Um, but I find some of the characters a little annoying and it doesn't really seem like they're friends so much. And then like I said, the how they handle the kid and then I didn't like that much.
Yeah.
And then the just the setup of she's suddenly has these new friends from out of nowhere seemed weird.
Yeah. And it's also when like Freddy movies start to really kind of start getting goofy. Maybe this isn't
Yeah,
where they
he has, like,
start, but it
one too many one-liners, like, now he's doing, like, 3 one-liners in a row.
yeah.
So, yeah, overall, I picked it as my number 6.
And they started doing some goofy stuff too, like the comic book stuff I didn't think was all. I mean, I think I liked that when I saw it when I was younger, but now I don't really care for it.
Yeah. So, we'll move on. We gotta rip through these now.
Yeah.
Freddy's Dead, this is the original poster.
Hmm. I like it.
The one they actually used was pretty generic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like that much more than what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, so this one I saw in the theater as well, and it had the whole 3D section.
Yeah.
Um And I had referenced this before, but the only difference in the original theatrical version, I think they changed it after a couple weeks, but it's basically, when Lisa Zane puts on the glasses, she just looks at the audience and says, "Now," and then puts it on.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
Yep.
so it played that way for a couple weeks, I think, and then every version after that, they just cut the part where she looks into the camera and says, "Now." So that's really the only difference.
Yeah.
I thought it was, like, more to it than that from my
Okay.
memory, like, she said, "Hey,
Yeah.
dummy, put on the glasses." But she just says, "Now," like, and looks at the camera.
Yeah. And she puts them
Yeah.
on.
So that's the only difference from the original theatrical version versus all the later versions. So I'm not a fan of this one. If you wanna go ahead this is my number 8. If you wanna go ahead and defend Freddy's Dead, I would love to hear it, Eli.
I don't know if I could defend it. I think like I remember reading somewhere where someone said something that like it by 1991, like you know, slasher movies weren't as popular wherever horror was going. I don't know, but like I guess people just stopped being scared by Freddy. He kind of like wasn't this icon of terror like he was, you know, in the first few years. So I read somewhere that they were like, well, if they're not going to be scared by these movies anymore, let's just make this one kind of fun. So I guess that's what they did. And but so I don't know. I'm conflicted because I should hate it. I always see people talk about how bad this movie is, but for me, I have fun while I watch it. So I guess therefore I like it. I don't think it's a necessarily a very good movie, but I mean the story isn't that great. Compare, it's probably the worst story out of all of them.
Yeah, to me, it's unnecessarily convoluted.
Yeah, yeah, it is
to where you're not
convoluted.
even necessarily sure what's what's happening sometimes.
Yeah,
Because like theoretically, because the setup is that it's the last teen that lives in Springwood, right?
yeah,
And but it doesn't really set it up that well. And then the idea is that in his the opening dream, he gets amnesia. Um, but I think there should have been like a lot better way to kind of explain that and do that than the way they did it.
yeah, I think there would have been. Yeah, it was written and directed by I don't know, do you know who this dir Rachel Talalay
Yes,
is?
so she had worked on the previous Nightmare on Elm Street movies in the production office.
Did she? Oh, okay, I was like, I don't remember seeing her
I think
name,
she
okay.
worked on all of them, and
Okay.
then she's done a lot of stuff with John Waters.
Oh, shit. I do like John Waters. Maybe I'm more familiar with her than I know.
This was the first movie she directed.
Oh, okay. Oh, it looks like she actually lived in Baltimore too.
Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah. Not born there, but lived there since, like, she was a child.
Okay.
That's pretty sick.
Um, yeah, I think just script-wise, this movie's a mess, apart from the sort of
Yeah,
the silliness of it. Um,
yeah,
because it's like, okay, like the last kid in Springwood, he gets amnesia, and then he happens they pick him up and bring him to the place, the whatever teen home that Lisa Zane
yeah,
works at, and the idea is that Freddie wants him to bring Lisa Zane into Springwood because Lisa Zane is Freddie's daughter.
yeah.
But it just so like, how did he get amnesia? And it's pretty big coincidence that the cops just brought him to the place where Freddie wanted him. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that does not make a whole lot of sense if you break it down,
Yeah, and he got the amnesia, he, like, fell and hit his head on a rock.
I guess. Um, and then like like Freddie has now has complete power over the town of Springwood, but
Yeah,
then he wants to bring in kids to kill because
there's no kids there.
but it's like is doesn't I don't know. It's like what is Freddie's aim? Like does he's already like king of Springwood, but he doesn't like it. But
Maybe he's bored now because he has no kids to kill,
yeah,
maybe? Because he's killed them all, I guess?
I don't know, because it would make more sense how they did it later in Freddy versus Jason, where there's no kids that are afraid, then he loses power. But now,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you would think he would lose power, in Springwood, but I
but
guess he doesn't.
it's in this movie, it's the opposite. Like, there's no
Yeah,
kids, so he's super
he's
powerful.
yeah, but I guess he feels unfulfilled. I guess I like the kids too. I like, you got Breckenmeyer who went on to become, like, I don't know, he was pretty popular in, like, the early 2000s. I always thought he was cool. You got, Yaphet Kotto for some reason, but he's cool. His character's good. Um,
I guess,
Tom Arnold and
but then yeah, but then he like the kids show up in the van, and then they go through in a loop, and then they just walk into the Nancy's house and get killed off by Freddy. And then it goes to this thing of he wants to start a new town next to the clinic. But it seems like yeah, that's what we need is Freddy on Epstein Island. That would be a sick crossover.
Yeah, it would be. Freddy versus Jeffrey
It
Epstein.
just seems like a bunch of like every 20 minutes it randomly shifts to something else. I don't know.
It does. Yeah, it kinda does.
I will say it has one of the funniest moments in any Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Maybe the funniest, I would say, is when the kid is sleepwalking in the clinic, and then he bumps into the security guard, and the security guard flies through the window. And so you think like the security guard is dead, but he just gets up and he goes, you fucking asshole. And it's
That's
just
funny.
like annoyed that he got launched through the window. That to me is like the funniest moment. Um,
It is funny. It's a goofy, funny movie, I guess. Like they let you know, like I don't know when the last time you watched it was, but they let you know right from the start, where like the music that's playing is like not dark and ominous, it's like upbeat, and then like there's like a quote from what's his name, Nietzsche or whatever, and then right after that it says "Welcome to prime time, bitch," quoted Freddie. Like it's almost like right up from the start, they're like, we don't really care if we're not gonna try to scare you or anything.
yeah, it just seems like Freddy has this very convoluted plan that, that they, I don't know. It just seems weird that this sort of fantastical character has this like convoluted plan where all these
Yeah.
coincidences have to happen for it to, yeah, it doesn't seem like that character should be, that should be the motivation for that type of character. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like if he's
Yeah, it
pure
does.
evil, like coming up with like this complicated scheme.
Yeah. To me, I to sum it up for me, this is almost like an after school special version of like a Freddy movie. Like that's kinda like, maybe like a 1 hour episode of some shit or something. It didn't really need to be, they didn't really need to make it, I guess you could say.
All right, let's rip through these last ones. So New Nightmare. Nightmare I really like a lot up until
The
yeah,
3rd
the
act or
third
whatever.
act. It's my number
Yeah,
5.
don't like the 3rd act.
Um I really like the meta thing and the way it's really clever ways they find to incorporate the Freddy Nightmare world but into the real world. Like for example, there's an earthquake and then there's cracks in the wall, but it looks like the scratch from Freddy.
Yeah, that was cool.
And there's a lot of clever things like that. But
Yeah, because they wanna really tease you because you don't see Freddy for quite a while.
I don't know.
This is not the version I saw. Hmm.
Maybe
Rewatch.
there are. I don't know.
I thought it was. Oh, maybe there are different.
Yeah, I think that just the big problem is because the idea is she needs to sort of recreate um, Nightmare on Elm Street based on the script, and she does it in her dream. But I think it would have made more sense if they actually filmed this, a new version of Nightmare on Elm Street where it was explicitly trying to defeat Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
Because this
yeah,
idea is that by having nightmare movies, it keeps this evil at bay.
yeah,
So they could have done something where Robert Englund is actually turning into Freddy Krueger, and then they make a movie to try to revert Robert Englund back to his human self or something.
that could have been cool.
But to me, just conceptually, the way it ends is pretty. The last act is unfulfilling for what it's set up because
Totally.
I think the setup is really good, but it should have
Yeah,
been a more meta,
yeah,
final act.
yeah. They turned it into like it turns into like a scene that the final scene, like where, uh, I was gonna say I don't want to spoil it. Who gives a shit? Or where she's fighting Freddy and all that. That could have fit into one of like part 5 or 6. As far as how like silly and kind of dumb it was.
Yeah, but other than that, I think it's really well done, but
Yeah, it
it's
is.
sort of like a fatal flaw because it's sort of the
Yeah.
whole point it's building up to,
Yeah.
does not really work very well.
Yeah. Yeah. It came out, it's the closest proximity to Scream, so it has that Scream, it's got Scream vibes, and it's cool. It was so cool to see, Heather again, and, but my biggest problem, I think, and this might be like kind of superficial, but I feel like you have to go so long before you see Freddy, I guess, on this my most recent watch. I don't remember that bothering me before, but this time I was like, "Man, you don't see him for, like, the first, half the movie at least, I don't think." But that's the whole point, that's the whole point of the movie. He's not the star necessarily.
Yeah,
Also, I don't really like the way he looks.
yeah, I don't like it either. I will say I think part 6 has the worst look for Freddy,
Totally, yeah,
at least for Robert England's
I think so
versions,
too,
and
yeah.
I think this is the 2nd worst.
Oh, yeah, for Robert Englund's versions. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so we need to rip through these, so let's do or any final thoughts on New Nightmare?
No, it's a good movie. It just like you said, it could have been really good, but it's good for what it is.
Yeah. Freddy versus Jason, this is another one. This is, I think, the only movie that I saw 3 times in the theater.
I like it. I'm a fan of it.
So I saw it opening night and you know, with a packed crowd, and actually it played really well.
Yeah.
I don't think it, holds up great. I think it's fun for what it is.
It's a little dated. Yeah, it's definitely dated. It's an early 2000s horror movie, American.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, there's just a lot of goofy shit in it. There is a
There
couple of
is.
creepy scenes, like when the lead girl, falls asleep in the police station, and then she walks around the corner, and there's that little girl with her eyes gouged out.
Yeah.
That scene, and then the scene where the kid is in the bathroom, and then his brother had slit his wrist in the bathtub, and then he comes alive, and then there's like the blood and the snakes and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a couple good creepy scenes. Generally, I think it's really hard to combine these 2 franchises,
Oh, for sure.
and I
They're
think
so different from each other, you know?
I think the idea that came up is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's a super fun movie. Some of it's dated, but, overall, I think it's fun. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, there is some, bad CGI though.
Yeah, which is it's stupid.
There's, fake tits, so if you're into real tits, this is not the movie for you, so
Yeah.
not a movie for Scott,
You
certainly.
might you might feel
Oh, no, I'm
unfulfilled.
sorry. This is the movie for Scott.
Yes. Yeah, the perfect movie for Scott.
Yeah, perfect. All the tits are fake.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm not a fake tit guy. That's where Scott and I differ.
yeah. I'm not a fan either.
So yeah, I think that, but the rewatching it, I think the annoying thing, is just the dialogue and like people standing around explaining things over and over again. Like even Freddy is like standing around explaining shit over and over again. And then, like, it's, like, way too easy for the kids to, like, figure out what the plot and what everything how everything works together.
True.
Like, that scene was pretty ridiculous, and I remember, like, in the theater that people were laughing at the scene where they're, like, in the basement discussing, like, how do we, defeat Freddy and, like, what's going on, and Freddy's using Jason, like, they all figure it out somehow,
Because it would just
and
be a logical conclusion.
like, for something that nobody would ever it's not like something that's stuff that's intuitive, you know?
Yeah. No, no, it's not. Not at all. You would
And, like,
never figure any of that shit out. You would just
Fred
die.
Freddy's fire and Jason is water and,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't like when, legacy sequels fuck with the lore and stuff, which they did do that here. You gotta be true to the lore, I think.
And I think the scene when, Kelly Rowland is trash talking Freddy is hilarious.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think to me, I have no problem watching this because I can just watch. I just like the carnage stuff. I don't really care about any of the rest. How do you
It's,
feel though? I guess the question is, how do you feel about Freddy fighting Jason? Do you feel fulfilled by that, or do you just feel like I could give a shit?
um, I think it was a little too goofy and cartoony,
Yeah,
but some of it is pretty fun and pretty cool, especially when they're on Crystal Lake.
yeah. That's probably the coolest part, beating the shit out of each other.
Like not when Freddy's doing the pinball thing and the
No,
yeah,
but
not that
like
part.
when Jason hacks, his arm off and stuff. That's pretty sweet.
And yeah, so overall it's my number 7. I do like it though. Um
Which is saying a lot for a 2003, you know? The fact that it's even decent is I'll take it.
yeah, I think, but having said that, I think it's it's a tough concept to pull off.
It is. And
So
and and you have so much pressure on you, You're essentially you're supposed to make the greatest horror movie of all time. You have those that weight on your shoulders.
yeah, so I think it's probably as good as we could have hoped.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And then so when Kelly Rowland, she calls Freddie a gay slur, if you remember that,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
brilliance.
Yeah.
The screenwriters say that that was not in the script.
They just kept it in there.
So the mystery is and they told the producer that they wanted it cut out of the movie, the writers,
Hmm.
but they didn't.
It sounds to me like everyone's just trying to blame someone else.
Yeah, so the mystery is like who actually came up with
Yeah.
that line. And
And who
there's some
kept it in there?
some theories that Kelly Rowland actually improvised it or that the director came up with it.
Oh god.
Like the director was off camera and it was like, "Hey, just call him the F word."
Oh my god.
And maybe Kelly was like, "But I'm a member of Destiny's Child. I can't do that."
It's a questionable decision.
Like, "No, you're fired if you don't call him you don't call him this horrible gay slur."
Yeah. You wanna be
Okay.
in a Freddy movie or not?
Or she was like, "Dude, I got this awesome idea for a line of dialogue.
And
I'm gonna."
everyone's like, "Oh, shit.
I was like,
We
"Okay."
got an edgy one here."
Yeah. All right, lastly, um, I gotta run. I don't like this movie. This is my number 9.
Fucking terrible. I
Um, I I do like the idea that Nancy, I think it's done poorly, but just the idea that she was a molestation victim of Freddy, and then, like, she has to confront that in a nightmare to defeat Freddy, like, she's dressed up as a little girl and has to defeat like, that's a really creepy idea.
Yeah, it is
Uh,
creepy. I don't like Freddy being a molester, though.
yeah, and how I think it's really stupid how they handle it, where he's innocent and he's a good guy,
Yeah, they try to make you think like, "Oh, shit, maybe he wasn't?"
but it's a swerve. He actually
Yeah,
was. But the
yeah.
thing is he acts like you know, an evil sex predator the entire movie.
Yeah, and it's off-putting.
And then they're telling you, "Oh, no, he's actually a good guy. He's just angry
He's
at these kids for
yeah.
ratting him out."
Yeah, he wouldn't be
And
acting that way if he was just a killer or whatever. Or not a
yeah,
killer, but an innocent.
yeah. It's I don't think the twist works. I think it's really stupid how all these kids grew up together and were molested by Freddy
And they've all forgotten it.
and attacked, and they've all forgotten and don't know each
Yeah.
other.
Which, yeah, I mean, repressed memories, that's a thing, but it's
Well, you could
it's not gonna happen to
you could do
everybody.
that with one of them. Like, if
Yeah,
only Nancy didn't remember, like,
yeah,
it would really worked well. It could have worked well, I think, if Nancy was the only one that had repressed her memory,
yeah.
and then and then she had to bring it out, and then ended up having to fight Freddy, but as like the molested child kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, it's so totally stupid that they all they all have the same condition. Like that's not how it works, you know?
And then
But I guess
it
it is a supernatural world, I guess you could, but yeah, it doesn't come off good in a movie.
yeah, and then the one scene to me did not make sense where let me get off the how do I bring this back?
Yeah, nobody wants to
Unless,
look at that version of Freddy for that long.
um, unless somebody can explain it, because is it Rooney Mara?
Rooney Mara, yeah.
She's in the truck, and then so to keep her awake, she puts the lighter, the
Yeah.
car lighter on her wrist, right, to keep her up,
Yeah.
and then she walks into the pharmacy, but then she's like having a nightmare as she's walking to the pharmacy, even though she was
Even though
awake
she's awake, yeah.
and then scarred herself with the and she has a scar later on in the movie, so it was
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah, it wasn't a dream.
So and there's a couple moments where people are like dream walking, like they're walking and then but seeing like if they're really tired, they
Yeah.
see dream images.
Yeah.
It's like a like an in between state.
Yeah.
But this that scene did not make any sense to me
No.
unless someone can explain it because she would have been blasted awake by doing that. It would have been awake at least for a few minutes. But then she was like sleepwalking into the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Um, I really don't think it was at the time. Do you
No.
remember, like, people just
Well,
thought it was funny.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it I don't know, I don't even remember anyone saying anything about it, so, one way or the other. So, I guess that might say a lot. Like, you could hear that word back then, and it wasn't as shocking as it is now, but it was still not like something that you would see in movies all the time. It was still, you know.
Yeah, but I don't like, yeah, at least at the time when the movie came out, I don't remember people being offended by that because there's also when, um, Freddy calls her black meat,
Oh yeah,
so that's the
dark
other
meat,
or dark meat.
dark meat. Yeah, which
Um,
I don't find that offensive. I think that's pretty funny.
yeah, it's probably at the tail end. I don't yeah, but I honestly don't remember people being outraged, like, they laughed at that scene.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember any outrage.
Um, yeah, so, yeah, the visual I would say, yeah, a lot of the digital effects suck in this
Oh, they're
movie.
terrible. Yeah, terrible.
I don't like Jackie Earle Haley's performance in
No.
terms of it's all just ADR.
Yeah, and he's a good
Um,
actor, but like he just not the right person for this at all. For Freddy at all. But who is any well, I was gonna say is anyone, but yeah, I think they could have found someone, at least that would have been better, but this is what they wanted. It's not, I don't think.
yeah, I think there's some nice shots. I like the shot where there's that girl the little girl that shows up at the funeral, and then she's got the Freddy claw. Like there's some well done shots in terms of cinematography. And then,
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah.
I don't like the way it's handled, but just the idea that she has this repressed memory of being molested, and then she has to reenact it in order to fight Freddy, I think is a good idea.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea too. It just they just they fucked it up. They ruined it.
Goose, what's up? Okay, I gotta go. So, did you have a ranking for? Is this your number 9 as well? Your
Oh
worst?
yeah, oh yeah. This is I will never watch this movie again. I only have seen it once and I will never watch it again. Not for there's zero reasons why I would ever need to see it again. Zero.
Yeah, this is easily the worst to me.
It was just like they wanted to I don't know. I think you maybe could reboot Freddy. You know what I think it should have been? it shouldn't have been a reboot. It should have just been like Freddy 9 or whatever. It should have just been, yeah, and then it would have been less insulting, I think.
Yeah, I don't have much. Like I said, I think they could have gone, the darker molester angle. I think could have worked. I just don't
Yeah.
think they pulled it off.
Yeah, you're right. It
I'm
could have
I'm not
worked.
I'm not totally opposed to it because it could be something that's really creepy.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, no, you're right. I think it could have worked. They would have had to have changed almost everything, even the way Freddy looks. Yeah, they would have had to
mhm.
make a lot of changes to make that work, but it could have worked.
All right, I gotta roll. So
Cool.
we gotta get off.
All right.
Thank you, Eli. So I'm not
Well, yeah.
sure what next show we're gonna do.
Hmm.
So
Take some
I'll
time to
I'll
think about it.
I'll figure it out probably tomorrow and then post in the community tab. So we might do next Saturday or the Saturday after in 2 weeks.
Cool.
So I'm gonna ask because there's a topic I wanted to do with Scott, but I don't know if he's available next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Or we might have to, yeah, Impel Nazarene. I was listening to this.
Yep. The first album. Hell yeah.
Oh, it's fell over. All right. All right. I got to go. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. And thank you. I'm trying. Thank you, James. We love you, James. James is number one in our hearts.
Yes. Yes.